What's up, everybody? Welcome to the 32nd episode of the Hot Takes podcast. We're doing another quarantine edition episode. We're calling this one Quarantine Podcast Part 2. We are going to be Skype calling people once again. This episode specifically will be Skype calling some cops, teachers, and some people that work in the hospitals as well to talk about how their work has been affecting them due to the coronavirus outbreak. A little bit more on my end. I'll tell you what I've been up to during quarantine. I've been catching up on some shows that I've been meaning to watch. Just started watching that new Lil Dicky show, Dave. Awesome show. His music is great in it. It's funny. You got some special guest artist appearances in there. I won't say who, but there's some guests in there that might surprise you. And the show Dave, very good. It's on FX. It's also on Hulu if you want to check it out. I've also still been catching up on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure on Netflix. I am on Season 2, Part 3 right now. I think I'm on like the 17th episode or so. I had to take a little break from it and go to Dave. Season 3 is a weird season. Definitely different than Part 1 and Part 2 for sure. What else have I been up to? Oh, and I've been working on my new gaming series for Rank Gaming. I got 5 episodes complete, 5 more to go. I'm making it a 10 episode season. And it's going pretty well. I'm not going to say the games that I've been playing yet, but soon I'm going to get a trailer together, and you'll be able to see that trailer eventually on my Instagram page at Podcast with Frank. With that being said, we're going to get right into it. This is like day number 20 or something like that for me in quarantine, trying to keep myself busy, trying to keep myself occupied, as well as trying to stay safe and healthy as well. Haven't been going much out at all. Haven't been hanging out with any friends or anything like that. So there's that. We are going to go ahead and try to give our first caller a call right here on Skype. This water. Let's see. Our first Skype caller is going to be Mike Marquez. He is a cop. I forgot exactly where, but we'll find out in just a second.
The dog dude.
What up, man? How we doing, Mike?
Get myself a little situated.
Why is that? Are you home right now? You just got home from work or something?
No, I'm home.
Oh, nice.
Just want to give clear sound and, like you said, so we can talk.
I gotcha. So, is today your day off or something?
Yeah, man. Today is my day off. That is. Hold on. I got it. All right.
Cool. Nice. Loving the shoes in the background. I love it.
Thank you. Have to give a little, love to the collection.
You start your own podcast with shoes and stuff. You got the perfect setup right now, man.
I don't know about all that. There we go. Yeah, that's going to happen. Anyway, so what's up?
Nothing much, man. All I really wanted to ask was how work's been and how it's been affecting you during this pandemic. I know it's probably been crazy on your end. So tell me, how's it been?
Things have been pretty good. I mean, it's a little difficult right now just with the whole COVID thing going on, trying to get people to really understand the severity of just staying inside. I personally don't know, why it is so hard. I mean, I get it, the whole social interacting thing, it's big for a lot of people. But I can honestly say this has just been very difficult, between being on the front lines, with also the nurses, the ENT workers, shout out to them and the great work they've been doing. It's difficult, no one wants to be told like, hey, you're not a kid. You want to go out, you want to take in some fresh air, and people are stressed too. They're losing jobs. Yeah. So whether it is to go out and try to stack up on things so before your money runs out, or worrying about when rent's due and stuff, and the government's doing their best to really help, but it's it's very just we're very caught unprepared. I guess you could say.
Yeah. Have you been yourself cooperating with the nurses and doctors in certain cases?
Yeah, actually, yeah, very much so. So much so that we were very cool with the EMT guys because on a normal day to day they're with us, but when it comes to going to jobs, they're willing to throw these on, work with us, and they give us advice for things even at home. Right now, we are in this, I guess, crisis that just that we have to work together. We have no choice.
Yeah.
And the more the community goes and helps us out, it just makes the job just easier and safer.
100%. Have you been dealing with any cases as far as breaking parties up or breaking social gatherings up? Has there been a lot over in Irvington?
Yes, because again, this is just like anywhere, everyone needs food, everyone needs things to just have at that house. Yeah. So a lot of people, although they might come with the protective gear they need and everything, whether it be an N95 mask or a T-shirt just wrapped around their face to reduce the spread of particles.
Right.
It's been super interesting, I guess, like to see all these people at different places. Like yesterday, we got a call. There was 80 people inside of Dollar General. So it's something that isn't something easy.
Now, does the store get in trouble for that? Should they be counting the amount of people that should be coming into their stores and whatnot? Are they accountable for something like that? Yeah.
Yes, they are.
So that's pretty hard to do. It's almost like you need that extra worker, or just put someone to the side, like by the door or something, and have like a count clicker. And
they do, and they do. A lot of the times they're very, like I said, hand in hand. Especially like in my town, it's really cool to see everyone, do what they can to be with each other. So right now it's just difficult to really understand how to work together the best. I'm sorry, I just couldn't get everything in my head correctly.
Oh, good.
So you think about it, like when you're going to these stores, a lot of times the people will, have their staff kind of have extras come in, but you have to now, that store themselves has to now find ways to pay for those people to come and do the work. That's an extra worker that necessarily wasn't on the shift, or to take one off the floor that's helping to have everything circulate. So, they kind of look to us to go over there and go and kind of provide that extra layer.
For sure.
And it also, he said, like, it gets us to really work with them and make everything very interesting. To see, police presence, that's really great.
Yeah. And you helping out these companies and stores like that, is that affecting your hours at all? Are you working extra hours because of this?
Here and there. I mean, if they need it, then sure. But for the most part, they try to, like I said, our department really does a great job with working with everyone. As far as, we might need an extra guy today, but if they can send us home, they're going to send us home. They want us off the streets so we can be healthy and happy to come back in the next day.
For sure. Yeah. And what precautions have you been taking for that? Like, have you been wearing masks on the job and gloves?
Yes. Literally every morning I have like a routine. So for example, like this, I was just showing you before I was wearing it. We have taken the opportunity, at least in my home, and I know a few other homes, to throw these masks on. And even when we're home, have them on, just because we are frontline. Like you're the closest. As soon as I come in from work, I'll start from the beginning. So in the morning, as soon as I get up, I usually have this on already. Get changed, get to work. They give us time to kind of get to our cars, disinfect the cars, whether it be with, different sprays, alcohol, like just something that's going to kill it. So that way our interiors are clean and efficient and ready to go.
Yeah.
And then, from there, we every job, even in the cars, we have these on. We have our gloves on. We have, usually like almost every officer has a sanitizer or something of some sort, either us or the other officer that might come with them to the call. And we go as far as to make sure, even with gloves on, we're putting hand sanitizer on the gloves, because within 2 seconds of you grabbing something, you got to grab something else. And it's all fast paced. I guess, in that aspect. But
Of course, yeah.
yeah, we're doing as best as we can. We've asked. I know us and a lot of other departments have looked to get as many masks, whether it's these or the N95s. We do ask a lot of the times. Communities donate them to hospitals or to even us. Anybody who really is outside all day, EMT workers, all of us. So we try to throw these on and go about it. That's and on top of that, going home and basically having 3-4 uniforms, throwing one in the washer, coming out the next one, setting up your gear for the next day, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Those are all the precautionary things we have right now in place.
Right. And it sounds annoying putting in those extra steps, but it's something you need to do. It's better safe than sorry for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been taking an extra step as far as, because I know Rob's been doing this, where I don't know if you have a partner or not on your shift, but they've been going in separate cars, like you're going to be in your own car.
Yeah. So as of late, yes, that's exactly what we have adopted, and it's good. Like I said, it's more of us to be on the streets and say, hey, listen on a loudspeaker, guys, 6 feet if you need to be online for such things as like a supermarket or whatever the case is. But you also have you have just a greater volume of individuals, cars, police presence. That's really what it is. You can be everywhere within a certain amount of time, so that way we can greater help everybody.
For sure. What have you guys been doing in the case of the 8 o'clock curfew? Has that been a problem for you guys at all? Have you been being strict with that rule at all?
I mean, listen, yes, we have to be, because we have to be a little but we're also understanding. We have to be heavy-handed but understanding. That's in every case.
Yeah.
So for example, when we go and speak with, individuals on the street past 8, we want to know why you're out. It's not always, our job to know, but in that case it is. We want to make sure you're safe first and foremost. So if you need to go somewhere, or you're on your way home, or you're an essential worker going to work, as long as you provide that understanding, it's okay, cool, be safe, we're not going to bother you. But for the most part, you'll get a warning, hey guys, come on, get off the street. But it's us being as understanding as possible. That's really it. We're not always really being too strict to the point that you're getting locked up.
Right. Well, what's the deal with that anyway? If there was a case where you needed to take some sort of action, is it a fine, or do they actually get locked up?
It's, again, in our case, we're trying to avoid everything from getting that far.
Yeah.
Our job is to have a conversation with you. Our job is to make you just understand how important this is, and every little bit of help helps. Right.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, that's crazy, honestly. What my work has been doing at the liquor store is that we all got official cards saying we're essential workers. This is why we're out past 8. We're just
some provide, but like I said, not every store is gonna have that. A lot of mom and pop shops that are that provide you the essentials, like corner stores with milk, with waters, food, things like that, canned food, things of that nature. Those stores, their workers don't necessarily have those type of cards to have on them. But again, we also put it in the trust in the community to really go as far to understand that we're just doing our job. We're making sure you're okay, and the better we work together, the easier it is.
Yeah, 100%. Oh. Hey, that was perfect timing. Anyway, right after you.
Oh God, I was sitting there. Gosh. All right, sorry about that. Sorry about that, bud.
Oh, good, man. What else was gonna bring up? Oh, so I think, as much as I'm not the biggest fan, I think he's doing a fantastic job with this whole situation. I think as far as the curfew, keeping that positive, vibe, as far as, things are going to get better and everything like that. But some people
Definitely.
Some people still don't want to listen to him. As far as some people from Lakewood, I wanted to bring this little news story up.
Oh God.
And I want to know your thoughts on it. Police attempted to break up a funeral that had brought 60 to 70 people in Lakewood.
Yeah.
15 people who attended the funeral were charged with violating Governor Murphy's executive order to stay at home mid-pandemic. Listen, part of me understands the thing about a funeral. Someone that you love has passed away. You want to go there and, celebrate this person's life. I totally understand that. One of my friends, one of his good buddies just passed away. I knew him too. Like, they had a virtual funeral. Like, that's kind of, that's
it's what we have to deal with right now. But yeah.
Yeah, but what's going on with these people? Or do you think they just don't care, or do you think?
No, it's just, you know what? Listen, a lot of these instances I see, besides just the blatant party and everyone getting together. When it comes to funerals, I've heard about Lakewood weddings that they busted. Yeah. They've done a few. Listen, just help us out. That's all we're asking. There's nothing more, nothing less. And I don't think it's anything to be disrespectful. It's just, a celebration is a celebration. And in times like these, we kind of look for that light at the end of the tunnel. So a little bit of things we can, enjoy and take in. It's nice, but like I said, it's just not the appropriate time.
Yeah, 100%. And I do feel bad for those cops too that have to jump in there and deal with a certain thing, especially if it's just like a random party or a random gathering, not even a funeral or a wedding like that. Because I'm pretty sure there were some cases like that over in Lakewood as well. But
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like it's everywhere. It's it's not to bash anybody. Everyone's home. Everyone's worried. People are trying to figure out what's going to happen for the next few months. Stocks are at a dramatic low. So, you know what I mean? Even for us, where to invest money, being a millennial, like younger, you have individuals that are looking to put money, to make money, alternate means of funds. So it's just important. Like I said, everyone kind of just listens.
Yeah. Here's a question for you. Do you think now is a good time to buy into stocks, or do you think...
I'm absolutely not qualified. This is an unqualified, unbiased opinion. But yeah, just be smart about it right now. Unless you really know what you're doing, I wouldn't go ahead and just go to the wall with, let me just dump 30,000 something into Delta, because right now flights are almost at $20 a share. Last I heard.
Right.
So listen, things are going to be. This is like I don't know. In my opinion, it'd be a great time to buy. It's a great time to get involved, to learn how to play with things like this. If you've always wanted to, you have the time now to do the research with YouTube, and it's it. So take advantage. If you got a few dollars to throw around, go for it. If not, be smart. Do what you got to do at home first, and wait until that moment comes. But right now, if you do have the money to do so, why not? I would definitely say go for it.
Yeah, 100%. I was thinking that the other day. Yeah, my thought on it is that I feel like the time to buy into stocks, and I'm no professional with this at all either, but my thought is like the perfect time to buy into it is like when you think this pandemic is going to be over, then you buy in when it's still cheap, and then it starts skyrocketing up again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you got to think about it like this too. You have a lot of jobs. One of our brothers, Jelani, he's actually one of the people I talk to. We have a lot of conversations when it comes to just everything, family, health, things of this nature that we can do to better ourselves going forward. And something like that, where you can kind of, like I said, play with right now because of how low they are. And there's such a potential to go up. For example, think about it like this. You have all these companies that are looking to make vaccines right now. Vaccines. So when a vaccine is being developed, there's going to be companies that are looking to sponsor. Those companies are going to sell shares because it's going to equate to more money being brought in. Guess what? If you're one of those people that's able to buy into a company that's making a vaccine, that's gold. That's just steady cash, just right in.
Yeah, for sure.
In my opinion, I'm nowhere near qualified to be giving anyone advice. But if you're looking into it, I would definitely do your research now.
Yeah. Yes. So at the end of each of the interviews, I'm gonna give a call to. I want to get everyone's opinion on when they think this is going to end, or when they think
Ooh.
it's going to start turning around as far as like a vaccine, or as far as like new cases are going down. What are your thoughts on that?
I would love to be able to give you a genuine answer, but it's an unforeseen future.
Very
I've
unpredictable. Yeah.
heard rumors of there being now an even worse strand coming this way. And
Really? See, I didn't even hear that.
And that's not even through like my personal job. Obviously, it's just within the hubbub of just overhearing individuals, talks that you hear amongst friends or whatever. But it's just like I said, for things to get better, things usually do get worse, at least from what I've seen. And so far, as long as we kind of work together to stay home, to pick up a project you never thought you should do, to occupy the time, I think we can both be creative, we can be beneficial from this, and we can be safe, first and foremost. So,
for sure. One last question I wanted to ask you has, and I don't even know if you'll be able to answer this, but like, has crime rates been down because of this?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, again, that also varies by geography. Where you are, where you're located.
Sure.
Economics, all that stuff. So I haven't seen too much. Definitely been a little bit more quiet because, again, thanks to the help of the people that are willing to be with us, work with us, and just listen. We're there for their safety. So, I think they're starting to get the hang, not the hang, but the understanding of what we're trying to do. So I could say, yeah, lower.
Yeah. I keep on saying last thing, but then more things keep coming up in my mind.
No, dude, I'm here for you, man. I listen. I know I've been wanting to come on the show for a while, and you know me. I always support my little. So
yeah, man.
I know listen, man. Spotify buys podcasts. This can be a thing for you.
Yeah, dude. I was actually looking into that. I was looking into.
I like them more than iTunes. I checked out their buy-in plan or whatever when they buy you out, like what typically you own, what they're looking to own from you. Because I've been pretty into that whole realm. I listened to another podcast on Spotify called Joe Budden's podcast, and he's like super about the numbers, what's going to give him the most money. So he does a lot of research and then gives you the research to go and look, and that's what I do.
I definitely want to start getting him onto Spotify for sure.
Just get him out there. You got some good content.
Yeah, it was either called Base Camp or Boot Camp or something like that.
Yeah, he's mentioned it before too. Again, like I said, everyone's got a platform. It's just a matter of how they use it, who's there to support you in that area, and what you're doing. And like I said, dude, you do amazing work. I watch you. Every time you put out a podcast, I think I get a notification on my phone. So I'm always there watching, always there laughing, always there being interested. Listen, man, I'm still waiting to talk to you about comic books. I got the rack.
Yeah. I'll be getting you on here soon. Once this is all over, sooner than later. We're gonna do a merchandise showcase with comics.
Dude, let me know. I mean, I do have someone that I can definitely. If we do a video one, I can definitely put you. I'll go to his house and I'll show you some crazy stuff.
Okay, for sure. So yeah, that one thing I did want to ask you was we were talking the other day, and part of your job, you were basically working at what seemed to be like a food bank kind of deal.
So on Sundays, we typically give out meals to individuals who don't have meals, or that they just come down to the building that we have set for it, and we provide. But now, because of this unfortunate situation, there's now more periods of time people need to eat. So not that there wasn't before, but it's just a little bit more cumbersome. So 8 a.m. we do breakfast, 12 and we do lunch, and then at 4 we do dinner. So at least they will have a way of getting themselves or their family food.
Which is awesome. It's always good to hear that people are helping out that way and everything like that.
And the police and fire departments get to be there and provide that safety of, I can just get food and go and won't be bothered.
Yes, for sure. That's awesome, man. All right, dude. I really do appreciate you coming on to talk about your work and everything like that. It's good to see you. And once this is all over, I can't wait to see you in person.
Oh
And
man, I can't. You have no idea, brother. It's been too long.
it has been too long, but it was definitely good to talk to you. Be safe, please. Be healthy. Same for
Thanks,
you and your
man.
family.
Yes,
And
you too and your family, bro.
yes,
Like I said, if you need anything, you call me. And good luck with this amazing podcast, dude. I love to see what you've done. I've been telling you since the day we met, which was Big Little Night, and that's that you're going to be amazing. So keep it up.
awesome, man. Thank you. I appreciate it, brother.
Take it easy, bro. I'll catch you later.
All right, man. Peace. All right, we are going to move on to our next caller. He is my good friend named Paul Rohm, and he works in the hospital, I believe, over at Wildwood, New Jersey. We're going to find out what part of the hospital he's in, and if he is in Wildwood, New Jersey. Let's give him a call right now.
Hey.
Hey, what's going on, man? Happy 420.
Oh, it's going well. Oh, here we go. Souped up. I just got on. I just gotta be able to see it. I just was able to see your face.
Where are you at right now? You got no face recording on?
Yeah, I have. I'm doing it on my phone right now.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so what's going on, man? How's work been? How's it been treating you?
It's been treating me well. Just trying to stay safe out here. I mean, not like if my supervisors, anyone's trying to help us out, but gotta do what you gotta do.
So what part of the hospital do you work in? Do you help take care of the elderly, or are you doing something else?
Well, my job title is a nurse assistant and ER tech. So pretty much we have 4 floors in the hospital. I work on every floor and in the ER. So I'm pretty much a hands-on kind of guy. Like right now I'm actually in the intensive care unit today. So I have 4 positive COVID patients and 3 possible rule outs. So we're waiting on the test. Tests usually take about 3 to 7 days. I mean, I saw that they were trying to do them for 45 minutes somewhere, but not around
Yeah,
here.
I heard like there was at home tests that you're able to take that you would be able to find out like almost right away. Is that a thing? Do you know?
Not that I'm aware of. Actually, in my county, they're doing a on-site testing, which I mean, they have to send them away anyway, but I forget where they send them to. Um, but they don't do it locally. They have to send the test away. But they're testing all healthcare workers for free in my area. You just show up, they just draw some blood, they send it away, and they'll give you a call in like 3 days.
Gotcha. Now, for your patients that are positive for COVID-19, are they in full out quarantine right now in their own room and everything?
Well, we actually have a negative air system going on, which every room, I mean, the COVID is a droplet precaution, which you can have it airborne, which if I cough, it's in the air for however, that negative air will bring the air out, clean it, and more air will be sufficed into the room. So it's a continuation of air going out, new air coming in. So that's what we have going right now for these patients, but it's a droplet precaution. So anything like 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 droplets, like coughing, sneezing, sweat. That's how you get contacted. That's the contact right now. So
Right.
those are the precautions.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing where it with the negative air. I'm assuming they have that in most hospitals, especially during like times like these, right?
Yeah, well, times like these, I mean, hospitals are only set up for like a couple rooms. Not anything epidemic like this. Like we turned an entire floor into a negative air room. So all our COVID positive patients are actually going to a certain wing of the hospital, and there's a certain wing that we have for rule outs. So like we have 2 floors that have negative air rooms that we've turned into the negative air, and they say it's helping, but we're getting so much information and who's who of the information.
Right. So I don't know if you're able to say, but what's your next step after someone tests positive for COVID-19? Is there a certain treatment that you have to go through, or is it just more about like, all right, you're feeling this way, here's something for this. You're feeling that way, here's something for that kind of
Well,
deal.
I mean, I've been collaborating with the doctors. We've all been, discussing all the ins and outs of this thing. What it's looking like? It's looking like an anti-inflammatory. It's like an inflammatory thing for the first couple of days, which it affects your breathing system. I mean, I think everyone's heard that so far. It attacks your respiratory system.
Yeah.
Um, it what happens is you'll touch the droplets. What I was saying earlier, you'll touch something that's in contact with this COVID virus, and you'll touch your face, your nose. It goes into your lungs, your mucus cells inside of your nose, mouth, your eyes. I don't think you have mucus cells in your eyes, but it lines in them, finds a healthy host, gets in there, follows your respiratory tunnel, and basically your lungs are like an upside down tree, and once it gets to the trunk, which is like your throat, it keeps on going. And only 14%, I think, like maybe like 10 to 14% have severe um, are severe cases, like 14%. The rest are just like minor cases of just a respiratory distress, of just not being able to breathe. It attacks like the alveoli, which is like pretty much the leaves. How I said it was like the upside down tree. It just like attacks like the stump to the branches. The leaves itself would be like the alveoli, which are the 14% of the severe cases. So it's not really attacking too much of the respiratory system, but the inflammatory part is what's really causing the distress in the patients, and which is the 300,000 cases that we have here now in the USA. So
Right. Yeah. So as far as like the mild cases go, is it something where you treat them for a little bit and then they're out of the hospital, like a 1-2 day kind of process, or is it even longer than that?
well, if they said like the CDC says if you test positive, it's just better to self quarantine. You don't really need to be in the hospital until until you like can't breathe. I hate to say it like that, but like
No,
unless
yeah.
like a severe medical case, you're probably better off staying at home because it's just like. But like they say not to take the ibuprofen or like the Tylenol because the first symptoms are like the dry throat or like the fever, and that's ibuprofen hides that, so that's why they're trying to like not use that as a remedy at first, as most people do. So
Right.
like that.
And people that might have it but don't think they do and they think it is just like a small fever or something, they're automatically taking that, like
Yeah,
they're
exactly that. Like you don't think it's anything big, and like the other day actually, I had a patient who I was on the floor. We have the rule out patients. We have the full gear all day. You have the face mask, the goggles, the N95. You have another mask on the top. You have full gown, foot booties to cover your shoes. So I was in that gear 12 hours, worst day of my life. But I went into a room, patient was asymptomatic, which means they carry it, but they don't show symptoms. So that would be what you're pretty much talking about. Like you can, yeah, like carry it, have no symptoms. And they probably might even been taking ibuprofen or Tylenol and not even knowing. Like I couldn't tell that they were sick. And that's what the scary part is sometimes.
yeah. Yeah, because I've been hearing it could take like 10 to 12 days for you to actually realize that you have it. It could take a little bit of time in uh
Yeah.
in some cases.
Yeah. It takes like the inflammatory part with like the not, yeah, it's really, yeah, it could take a while.
So what other precautions have you been taking? Yeah, you're saying that you were only in that full hazmat gear for only 1 day. Like what's your normal day wear right now as far as, walking into the hospital? Are you still wearing masks and gloves and possibly goggles in that
Well,
sense?
yeah, yeah. My normal day wear is I come in with my regular scrubs. If I'm in so we have 4 floors. We have the third floor, which is like a cardiac floor. You're not gonna find many COVID patients on the cardiac floor, which is like the heart floor. You got your AFib, your VFib, which is all heart conditions. They monitor with the tele monitor. Not many COVID patients, so I don't have to do the whole hazmat thing for too long on that floor. But in ICU, intensive care units, which I'm in now. Pretty much we have 4 rooms out of the 16, 4 out of the 16 rooms that have the COVID. So every time we go in there, we have to suit up and stuff like that. I'm up right now.
Right.
Yeah, sorry.
So you're based right now in Wildwood, correct? You're working in the Wildwood Hospital?
Yeah, Wildwood. It's based out of Courthouse. It's right out. It's right next to Wildwood.
Okay, gotcha. Has there? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, and being like the shore hospital, we weren't even like supposed to be handling anything like this. It's kind of bad, but we're making the best of it. We're really pulling it together here.
Yeah, it's good. It's always great when everyone's helping out. That's all you can do right now. Really, it's all about that team effort. Always. So what was I gonna say? Have you been getting a lot of cases, like positive cases? Like I know as for me, like I live in Monmouth County, we have some of the highest cases of the COVID-19 in New Jersey.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a really epidemic more up there. I was just talking to our brother Jay Jones. We were just talking about how many cases there were in Teaneck right in the beginning. Right in the beginning of this thing, there was 5 cases down here, about 3 to 4 everywhere else, 6 maybe tops. In Teaneck, there was in one place there was 11 or 15, but Teaneck there was 112 cases in the first weekend, and that's not a good sign for North Jersey,
Yeah.
And you have too many people up there, very close contact,
That's what I'm. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
And then you have the different cultures, they're not gonna listen to everything, they're gonna have their family parties or,
I was literally just talking to Marquez. A perfect example is Lakewood. They don't care. Mm-mm. They don't care at all.
No, and the numbers show it, and
yeah.
That's just what it is. But I mean, hopefully we have this nationwide something or another we'll get going on soon, and Murphy will figure it out for us. We need to find something because what's going on is not. I mean, I've been talking to the doctors. It kind of seems like we'll get 3 more weeks of this. Hopefully, a week or 2 will be the high point. 3 weeks, hopefully, it'll be over. I mean, that's just a rough estimate. I mean, that's just coming from someone else, the doctor.
Yeah, right. Well, my thinking to it, in 3 to 4 weeks, we're going to start seeing more of a positive turn. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be over because there's way too many cases right now, but I think we're going to start seeing more of a positive turn for sure.
Well, a nurse just brought this up today. We have a bunch of contact stuff here, a bunch of infectious diseases, and you handle each one specifically. There's a thing called MRSA. And it's huge here. It's pretty much everyone has MRSA. You could have in your nose, a wound, in your urine. It's just bacterial, and it can lay dormant. It doesn't really do much. But we take precautions, we do the whole gown, the gloves, wash your hands, stuff like that, and that seems to be comparable to this. I don't know how to say specifically, but we could be using the same precautions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I wanna thank you for the time that you took to talk to me here on the podcast. I appreciate you coming on. All I really want to say to you is please stay safe, please stay healthy out there. Take every precaution that you can, especially since you're working in a hospital and you're on the front lines, man. You're saving lives. So kudos to you, my dude.
Yeah, thanks, man. Sorry I couldn't be more any help. I hope I was helping enough for you today.
Oh yeah, absolutely. More than enough information. I definitely appreciate it, dude.
That's good to hear. Yeah, everyone else out there, stay safe. Wash your hands.
Yes,
and
sir.
It's a shame because we need to find something. You never know how much is on your hands. 20 seconds they say, right?
Yeah, sing happy birthday, whatever, something along those lines while washing your hands. Yeah. And I think the best way is for warm water, right? Warm water and soap.
Actually, yeah, that's the thing. A lot of stuff that come out and say today, but actually I was doing some research this morning, and it seems to be that if anything contains 70% alcohol, it should be able to kill it. Most wipes, most everything, most disinfectants will kill it, bacteria.
While I was working at the liquor store, people were buying handles of Everclear to start washing their hands with.
I mean, that'll get it. What's that,
yeah.
like 180 proof alcohol? You know?
Yeah. They weren't messing around.
No, sure. Start pouring on people to cleanse them, you know?
Yeah, right. I can only imagine how that feels when there's a cut on your hand or something like that. Especially if you don't even know about it. Oh, yikes.
Oh, especially with my second job's construction. I have like cuts and like stuff on my hand. I wear gloves all the time and wash my hands daily, every 20 minutes, every 15 minutes, every 10 minutes. This place will kill you.
Yeah.
If the COVID doesn't get me first.
Right. All right, man. Appreciate you coming on. I will talk to you soon. I'll see you in person once this is all over. We'll have a little party and celebration for it ending, and that'll be that, man.
All right, man. Take it easy.
All right. See you later.
See you later.
All right, we are now going to move on to our third caller. She is a teacher over in New York. Her name is Angela Cruz, Carucci, a old family friend of mine. We're going to go give her a call right now and see how the COVID-19 virus has been affecting her line of work. So let's get right into it.
Oh wait, I think I clicked the wrong thing. Hold on.
All right.
Now, is that right?
You should put your headphones on.
Yeah, what's up, Angela?
Hello.
How we doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I'm hanging in there. Me and the fam hanging in there, you know. How about you and your fam?
We're okay. We might kill each other by the end of this. Not looking good. I can't believe, not Vincent, just John. Tommy is so old.
Tommy is old. He's actually right here right now. Say hi, Tommy.
Can I say hi? Remember when he used to FaceTime me?
Hello.
Hi. What are you doing?
Nothing much. Just helping him with his podcast.
Are you having fun? Or is he making you do it?
Both.
Yeah, he's been my helper. My cameraman that I usually have with me is in self-quarantine right now. Nothing's wrong with him or anything, but he's like super, super nervous, and, you know, I understand it. But, you know, can't have him here right now. But where are you right now? Are you in like a classroom or something?
This is my basement. I got a whiteboard from Amazon, and I put it on the wall. It's like a sticker.
Nice.
This is where I have my classes.
Very, very cool.
Thank you. We're doing fractions.
Oh, fractions is always fun. Loved fractions.
Yeah, I had to reteach myself before. I'm like, ooh, fractions. Don't know them.
So what grade are you teaching?
Third grade.
Third grade. How's that?
It's good. I like it. They are hilarious. And, like, I'm lucky because I set up my Google Classroom, like, beginning of the year, so they knew how to use everything.
Oh,
and, like,
that's good.
we have Chromebook, so, like, they're super into it. A little too into it. We were on, because I have to do Zoom with them. I have to meet with them.
Yeah.
And I look up, and one of the girls, because you can make virtual backgrounds, it was a picture of me.
As the background?
Googled me, saved the picture, and made it the background.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's definitely having a little too much fun on there. Yeah. I had to do Zoom meetings as well for my work, and they have like the custom green screens, like one's like an aquarium, one's like the San Francisco, you know, bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool ones here. And I have the green screens right here, so when I start doing my classes, I could probably make something funny up too for
that would be they'd love that. It'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
That's true.
So when did you start doing the online class? Did you start yet or no?
Oh yeah, we started. I want to say the first day was St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
Yeah, and
so
like
you guys been closed for a little bit.
Yeah. So we were 16th was like a professional day, like saying like try to make a plan, and then we started then. Like we didn't have a week off. We went right into it. So yeah, it's been like 3 weeks now of this.
Wow. Yeah, and it was good that you guys are already familiar with the Google Classroom and everything like that, so you could get right into it.
Yeah.
In my case, I had to go through 3 different meetings with like my supervisors and stuff like that. I was like, what if somebody curses in the chat? What do we do for that? What if somebody
Yeah.
does this in the chat? What do we do? You know, so we're trying to figure it all out. Zoom is great. I never heard of Zoom before. It's awesome.
I love it. I actually in grad school finishing up my master's, and it's at Fordham and it's an online program. So we were using Zoom before. So like I knew how to do everything. Like you could pull up a whiteboard and like you could share your screen. Like you could do all these different things that make it so easy, and it's user friendly too, I think. Like I don't think it's that hard to figure out.
100%. I was watching the news with my parents last night. Yeah, last night, and the amount of users for Zoom has like doubled exponentially. Like it's absolutely crazy how many people are using it now.
Yeah, I saw that. Vincent is in college and he's using it too. Like I think all the colleges, what is it called, Vin? Zoom University. He attends Zoom University now.
They call it the Harvard of the internet.
The Harvard of the internet is what I've been told. Harvard of the internet. So yeah, all the colleges over here are using that, and obviously now like the grammar schools and the high schools, like that's what everyone.
Yeah. So are you teaching in New York or are you in Jersey? Where are you exactly?
No, I'm in New York, in Brooklyn.
Oh, in Brooklyn. Okay.
Yeah.
What school is it exactly?
Oh, it's a Catholic school. So
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah, it's good. I like it. I love my class. I like all the teachers. So, and that's good too. Like we all have we have our own Google Classroom. So like everyone posts resources and everyone's helpful because we're on the same boat here. Like,
Yeah.
just trying.
So Google Classroom, is that all that is? Is like importing documents and stuff like that? Is that also a video chat kind of deal or no?
Well, okay, so it has to do with there's like all the Google apps and they're all connected. So they all have their Gmails, and then I made a Google Classroom and I invited them to it, but they also have like all the classrooms for their special content classes. And then each teacher like runs their own classroom, so it's where you'll post assignments or just messages. And then you could post like documents, or you could post videos, or you could post like Google Forms, which I use for quizzes. And then they do have something, Google Meet and Hangout. So that's like a video chat thing too. The only thing I don't like about it is that you can't see everyone at once. Like at Zoom, you have like the gallery view, so it's like smaller pictures, but if someone raises their hand or has a confused look, like you could pick that up. Unlike that, it's like only the person who's talking gets a little bigger, or
Yeah.
you just see like their names. And you can't mute them all at once, which is my favorite feature. I'm like, confused. But they've gotten better. They've muted themselves, and there's like stuff going on in the chat, and they're like, she's trying to talk, put yourself on mute. I'm like, all right. So
Is it hard to control a class? Like how many are you having all of your students in the Zoom class?
yes, well, I have 30 students, and I'd like them all to come. I haven't gotten everyone because some of the parents obviously work, and there's a lot of like nurses. So they work like the night shift, so they're not always like on top of things, I guess. Like they come home and like the work's getting done, but they miss the link for the meeting, or they don't read like the post in the morning that says we're meeting at 9, 11, and 1. But besides that, I've gotten like maybe 28 the most, 29, so not bad. Just a few stragglers that don't show up.
Right. And is that easy to manage? Do you have problems as far as like kids talking or whatnot that you do have to mute or anything like that?
Oh yeah.
Because I'm starting my program Monday of having students join a Zoom class for my TV media, and
I didn't know that's what you did.
yeah, so it's an after school program, so I'm not teaching them like big things, but it's going to be easy. All I'm going to be doing is showing them a movie for like an hour and a half, and then do like a Q&A on like how it was either made or how the movie made them feel, stuff along those lines. But that is one thing I'm worried about, is that some kids are going to be a little mischievous on there.
Oh, absolutely. They just can't help themselves.
Yeah, right, for sure.
What grade is that for?
So I'm going to be doing various grades. It's going to be K through 5th grade, and the 5th graders are the 5th graders are definitely a little bit more hard to control. than the younger ones. But yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure.
Oh, I need to hear more about that. That is really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Camera right now. I do want to say I think people are getting encouraged to have like outbursts because there's been lots of viral videos going around of people messing around. I saw this video the other day. This kid literally, like in college, like, he just takes like stacks of money and starts like smoking a blunt right in the middle of the screen. He's like, you're so broke.
Yeah, people are gonna be crazy. But have you also been hearing that there's like these trolls that are just joining random classes and disrupting them?
Yes, I did hear that. And then there was even something, people keep joining different like celebrities. Like kids are sending the celebrities the link and then they're joining the classrooms.
Really? I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh. Like
Right,
what?
I think-
What kind of celebrities?
I think Kim Kardashian was one.
Oh,
And then I think there was a basketball player. I don't know. I could Google it. I saw something. I'm always like scrolling through. But yeah, that's why you have to definitely be careful. But I feel like for something like that, like it's actually fun. And like you don't give them homework, right? It's kind of more like watch the movie and then we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, right. No homework, and some of the counselors are going to be doing homework help for the teachers that are giving out the homework. So teachers are going to give out the homework. I'm sure parents are overwhelmed with the amount of work some of these kids have been getting or whatnot. So this homework help thing is definitely going to be a good factor for this program for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the whole thing with celebrities going on to these Zoom chats and whatnot, that's pretty awesome. It definitely makes it more entertaining for sure. I want to see a video of that. I hope a celebrity like films himself doing that and joining random classes and everyone just freaking out on there.
Yeah, I think if I got the link, I'd definitely click on it if it looked legit.
Yeah,
you know, you never know what you're getting yourself into. But no, I think that's hilarious. Yeah, because everyone's stuck in their houses and they're bored and they're like, why not? Let me learn something today. They pop on in. But
and Peyton Manning.
Oh, Peyton Manning.
Oh, okay. There we
go. Okay.
Which did he join?
I'm sorry?
Which class did he join? Did it not say? It was like college?
I just looked up celebrities joining Zoom classes, and it says that Kim Kardashian and Peyton Manning joined.
That's pretty cool. That's awesome, actually. I saw a TikTok. You know David Dobrik?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm learning all about the TikTok for my class.
Yeah.
He keeps doing them and sending them to us.
Oh my God! When I was in school with these kids and they're like, "Here, do this TikTok dance, do this TikTok dance," I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I swear, I was able to learn like 2 or 3 TikTok dances by the end until the quarantine started, and I was doing it with the kids and everything, like the Miller, all that kind of stuff.
I know,
as corny as I look.
They looked at in class. That's all they were doing, like all the different ones, and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, right. But yeah, I just joined TikTok the other day, and there was one with David Dobrik, and he was just on Omegle, and he was just like, that random video chat thing, and the people were just freaking out on there. So that's what it reminded me of. It's awesome. But so tell me how it's been working as far as maintaining the amount of work that you're giving your students as far as homework and stuff like that. Is it hard not to overload them? Have you been getting complaints from any of them that it's been overloading or anything like that?
Well, luckily I haven't gotten any complaints from the parents, like just a lot of support because we're all in the same boat, and like a lot of them are more overwhelmed because now they have like 2 or 3 kids at home and who are teachers as well. So like they're giving their classes stuff and trying to help their kids. But there's not really homework anymore because they're doing everything at home. Right. So I feel like I haven't been overwhelming them, but it might sometimes be more work because if we're in the classroom and I'm teaching a math lesson and just say the one period's 45 minutes, but I see they're not getting it, like I'll just keep going. Like I would do the lesson for 3 periods because the whole point is I want them to get the concept. When we're doing things like that, I can't always see what they're actually doing, like the work, like on their own. So if I'm not meeting with them and like I make them bring like these little whiteboards with them and like I ask them the questions and then I see it, like I don't always know who's getting what. Like the other day when we were doing fractions, we were doing mixed numbers and plotting them on our number line, and they just weren't getting it.
Mm-hmm.
So like I broke it down for them, but we were on for like an hour and 20 minutes just doing that.
Wow.
So I feel like sometimes it's probably harder for me because I really don't know what they're getting or what they're not.
Right. And
so, like,
sometimes they won't
like,
even tell you, you know.
Exactly, they won't because they just want to get it done.
Yep.
Or they're sitting with their parents or their older siblings and they're giving them the answers. So it's like but like so far I guess so good from what I've seen and like the quizzes I've given and like that they are doing by themselves. Because like I know what each one is capable of. So I'm like, at least I'm like, okay, yes, this is like, there was like a reading comprehension. I'm like, these scores make sense like from the stuff I've done with them in the classroom. So at least I'm happy about that because they are still at least doing their quizzes and tests independently.
Yeah.
So we shall see.
Yeah, it's definitely good. They're not making it unofficial open book test by just looking answers online and everything like that.
Yeah, exactly. So sometimes I'm like, all right, I gave like a religion test. I'm like, this is open book. Because I'm like, you know what? We go over the pages. I tell them what to highlight. Like, that's fine. But if it's like a math test, I'm like, okay, well, that they really need to like, that can't be open book. I got to see what they're doing with that.
Yeah,
but
of course.
So far, I guess so good, like what we're working with.
Yeah, it makes sense that there's not necessarily homework just because, like, they're already home, first of all, and it's like, you know, you're doing the work right there with them. So that makes sense in that aspect. You do teach other classes besides math? You teach religion and reading and all that too?
Yeah, science and social studies.
Okay, so you teach it all.
Yeah. And then they have like a bunch of special content, so which is cool because like I still get my preps. So like if they have technology and library or gym, like they'll like go to that Google Classroom and then either it's a live meeting or they'll complete that work during that time. So like I still won't schedule work or like have it posted then. So then they have that extra time. And I also don't make all the things due until either the next morning at like 7 a.m. or at like 8 o'clock that night because there are parents who are still working. So like if they're not there to help them or I can't help them, then at least they have that like extra time for when their parents come home.
Right. And how do you divvy those classes up? I know you were saying a little bit before that there were certain times, like you have one at 9, one at 2, just to say, or something like that.
Yeah. So I actually some of the other teachers started doing this, and I took over their schedule. So I'll try to do 9, 11, and 1. And usually the meetings are like 45 minutes to an hour, and the only times I won't meet with them if they have like that scheduled special content. So we're pretty much following the schedule as if we were in the classroom. Like even like lunch is at 12:15. So like I'm not posting anything like 12:15 to 1 o'clock. Like that's lunch.
Right. Gotcha.
So like I love when they're posting like, Miss Carucci, can I eat? I'm hungry. Yes, please go eat.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh, can I use the bathroom? Like you're in your house, do whatever you want.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like no one's gonna stop you.
Like I'm like, no, you can't eat breakfast. Like do whatever you want. Like no.
Right. I would be eating during the class sometimes if I was really that hungry.
Yeah, no, sometimes they are. I'm like, could you mute yourself? Like I hear them chewing their cereal.
Right. Oh man. So when does I don't want to call it semester. I'm thinking like college, but like the school year. When is that ending for you?
It goes till June. Like I want to say like around the 20th is when it ends. I'm not really sure. Like I know the governor waived like the amount of school days, and like we're still gonna have the amount that you were supposed to have. We haven't had like snow days for emergency days, so I think we're like where we should be, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But, yeah, I hope. I mean, we'll see.
Now, what about the kids that aren't attending the classes or anything? You're obviously taking attendance, right?
Yeah, so it's very weird because we post like a Google form as the attendance. So like they'll do the attendance and they'll send me the assignments. They just don't come to the live meetings.
Oh, okay.
So if they do the attendance form, like that counts as them being here or absent or late. But then I take like another attendance, whoever comes to the meetings, but it's not necessarily affecting like their attendance for that school day.
Gotcha. So at the end of the day, it really just comes down if they're doing the work or not, and if they're getting it, more importantly.
Exactly. And like I stress like to the parents and even the kids, like you have to come to this meeting because there is still like instruction time. Like I'm still teaching lessons, or even like the information I'm giving them, like, oh, we're going to have a quiz on Friday. Like it's just still valuable information that if they don't miss that, they're missing like an hour of time. Whether I'm teaching something, reviewing something, or I see like when they're handing me the work, like it's incorrect, like they clearly are not getting a concept, and that's when I'll go over it again to make sure that they know what they're supposed to know for next year.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So where did you get this whiteboard from? From Staples or somewhere like that?
Amazon.
Yeah. Nice.
It was just like a strip, rolled it out.
Okay. Yeah, that's convenient. Nice.
Yeah, and I brought home, like, that's why I brought home some expo markers. Like, I was a little prepared. Like, I have all my books. But I'm just like, oh, I wish I would have grabbed that. It's like every day you remember something else that you left in your classroom.
Yeah.
If only. But
Right. Hey, you're more prepared than some universities even. I was talking to a friend of mine who started online classes for her college work last week, but they started the program right away. They didn't even give teachers the time to like figure out the Zoom system or anything like that. So they'll be in a class and time would just be wasted by teachers who are like just trying to figure out or just having some sort of troubleshooting issues. So you're more prepared than some people. Yeah. But yeah. Angela, I want to thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. I hope you're doing well. I hope you stay safe and healthy, and same for your family. And we'll definitely be keeping in touch.
All right, thank you, and good luck with yours starting next week.
Yeah, thank you. I'll let you know how that goes next week.
Oh yeah, I really would like to know. Tell everyone I said hello.
Of course.
All right, talk to you later.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, we are going to move on to our last and final caller. He's a good friend of mine. His name's Danny Liao. He also works in the hospital medical field, so we're going to give him a call right now to see how work's been affecting him. Let's give it a shot. Yo, what's up, man?
What's up, bro?
Nothing much. How we living today?
You know, living the dream, bro. I'm about to go in the backyard. The whole door almost fell off. That's crazy.
So you enjoying your day off? I'm assuming that this is like one of your only days off right now.
Yeah, it's my weekend off. I'm actually only per diem, so I'm working every other weekend.
Oh, okay. That's not bad.
Yeah, man, it's fun stuff.
I thought you'd be working more because of everything that's been going on.
Well, I have the opportunity to work more, but I'm choosing not to. And I feel bad about it. But, the baby on the way, everything. It's tough, man, You got to decide whether you want to do your right to society like I'm supposed to, or you got to protect my family at the same time. It's a real dilemma people are dealing with, dude.
100%. But it seems like you're balancing it well. You're working every other weekend and still helping out as much as you can in that sense.
As much as I can, as much as I'm supposed to. Supposed to. Yeah, man.
So I'm glad you're enjoying the outdoors right now. It's actually a nice day out today compared to yesterday where it was raining out. It was nasty.
Oh, it's so nice today. It's a little chilly, but hey, better than raining and gross, dude. Seriously. Yeah, this is beautiful.
I'm going to be taking a nice walk outside right after this as well.
You should.
Yeah.
Yo, the music video you posted the other day was minty, bro. It was fantastic. I loved it. I was cracking up the whole time.
It was funny, dude. Like literally, like last week, I was so bored. I was playing around with my guitar, and then just randomly started making up lyrics about this whole thing. And then I was like, you know what? This is so dumb. I'm going to put it away. Didn't touch it. Then I played a song and recorded it, and I sent it to Hardy, and Hardy was like, yo, we should make a song about COVID-19. And like, got the lyrics already, let's do it. I'm just waiting for that other person that wants to, cooperate with it.
If you're trying to make another collab, let me know. I'll add some percussion on the back. Be like,
oh yeah,
some silky on top,
So tell me, man, how's work been? How has this whole virus been affecting your work at the hospital?
So interesting you say that, because I worked the past 3 weekends in a row because I was expecting to take the next 2 weekends off, right? So I got to really see transition and how everything's going. So the first weekend we went, we had enough, protective gear, we had enough wipes. It was just the tensions were high. You can tell the tensions were high on the floor. People were kind of didn't know what's going on. They're telling workers we weren't supposed to wear masks at all in the hallways, right? But we weren't allowed to wear masks in the hallways. But if we're taking care of patients, we're supposed to wear masks. But here's the thing: there's only a certain amount of masks on the floor at all. So now we're wearing the same masks in and out of each other patient's room, which in itself is a contamination risk, because if a patient coughs and it gets on the front of my mask, I'm wearing that mask. I take it off to leave the room. I'm supposed to dispose of it. But if I go into another room with it, say I gotta put my gloves, put my mask back on. I test the mask. I pull it over my face. Now whatever is on the mask is on my gloves.
Yep.
So then I'm going into the next patient's room. But that's week 1. Week 2, we get in there, and dude, there's now the rule is that we have to wear masks 24/7, right?
Right.
We go in the hallway, we get into the hospital right at the entrance, check you for symptoms, check your fever, give you a mask. That's your mask for the entire day, right? But the third week, I go in, and dude, they're siphoning resources to the COVID designated floors, which makes sense. But when I don't have a way to clean my own protective equipment, clean my pens, clean my phone, my badge, things I'm wearing all around the hospital, taking care of patients, those are all contamination risks. I mean, as much as I want to do my duty to society, if I'm going to put myself and my family at risk, guys, it's a hard dilemma, man. It really is. You really got to think about if that's really worth it. I had to steal some wipes from out of the utility closet. You're not supposed to, just because.
Yeah. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, man. You really do.
Scary,
and it's crazy with the low shortage of supplies and everything like that. I actually wanted to bring this little fact up to you. So Tito's Vodka. They do some great things for this world.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So
all right.
Tito's Vodka sent a shipment of 432 gallons of hand sanitizer, in addition to 3,000 much-needed masks and 2,000 gloves for frontline health responders in New Jersey. I don't know if that's also going to be going to your hospital. I'm sure they're going to try to spread it out to as many hospitals and healthcare facilities as they can, but I just think that's a great thing that they're doing.
That's fantastic. I mean, we need more donations. We need more and more, because at the end of the day, if the healthcare workers, the frontliners, if we all get sick and everyone else is on quarantine, who's going to take care of these people? Who's going to help? Cut off the spread of the virus itself, man. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. Or when people are in their cars with the windows up and they have masks and gloves on, dude, what's the point? You're in your car. You're safe. Relax.
I have been seeing people like that. Yes. Yeah.
and even so, now your entire car is contaminated. Just take the gloves off before you get in the car. We're outside.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Especially if they're already used masks and gloves. Why are you going to bring that into the car? Exactly.
Now you just contaminated your car. So it's now you're sitting in it. Great.
Yep, get those Lysol wipes, wipe off the wheel and everything. Do everything you got to do for that.
I have my little, actually, sure, I got my little bottle of hand sanitizer right here, bro, in my pocket. This little thing. As soon as I get in the car, wipe down the hand sanitizer, wipe down the steering wheel, the blinkers, the side to side, the stick, the knobs, and the radio, everything, real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick, man.
I interviewed the last podcast I did, the last quarantine podcast I did. I interviewed my friend Pat, who was also in the hospital, and he was telling me some of the things that he did after a day of work. And he was saying that he would use the showers that were at the hospital sometimes, like after work, take his clothes, like put it all in a plastic bag. Don't even bring it into the house. Like leave his shoes outside and everything.
No,
like
I do that as soon as I finish my shift. I wash my hands up to like my elbows, all the way up here. I don't wear long sleeve or anything on the shift now. As I get into the locker room, I immediately change my clothes, put whatever clothes I'm wearing into a bag, walk to my car, and then like I have my work shoes in my trunk still, and they're in a plastic bag. Like I clean them off after I use the one wipe and clean off my phone, my badge, and everything that's like that. I go from clean to dirty. My shoes, the bottom of my shoes, are probably the dirtiest thing I'm walking around in. So after that, I switch my shoes out, leave them in the back of my trunk after I wipe them off. You can't keep cross contaminated, man. You gotta think about all the different little vectors that could be bringing stuff into your family. Because I mean, I'm not really scared of getting it. If I get it, I'm pretty healthy. I'll probably be okay. But I'm scared of giving it to someone who I love that won't be okay. That's the fear. That's the true fear.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I'm bringing a baby into this world, and after Kels gives birth, she might be able to get sick easier. I know that damn well the baby doesn't have immune system at all.
Yeah.
So that's a real fear. Her grandfather is sick too, and we're all living in the same house. So it's not me. It's who I could be giving it to.
Of course. Yeah. Because you could just have a mild case, maybe not even know about it. And
not even have symptoms.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
People aren't even having symptoms, and they're spreading it around, which is wild. Wild, dude.
Yep. For sure. And sometimes you won't even... The people that are older, I'm pretty sure, won't start even seeing symptoms until like 10 to 12 days after they actually got it or something like that. So it is scary stuff, and I understand your worries. I mean, they made it not mandatory to go into work at the liquor store that I work at. So for me, I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to go in because, one, I don't want to be on register handling cash or anything like that and dealing with people. And obviously, I don't want to bring it back to my family or anything if I do have it, So it's you really got to take those precautions.
Yeah, no, for real. That's a big step for you, man, because there's some people who won't give up the almighty dollar for, this 2-3 weeks for a month or 2 months just because...
Well, I am also doing online courses for my other job in Staten Island. I'm going to be doing online classes for my students for TV media. So I will be working a little bit here and there. Yeah. So I'll be working a little bit here and there. That's why I wasn't too worried about leaving the liquor store right now. But,
That's what's up.
Man.
You got your little niche, man.
Somehow. Yeah. Exactly.
There you go. That's cool, man. That's cool.
So, tell me, what part of the hospital are you working in? Like, what's your position exactly?
So I'm a clinical care tech. So basically, I am a nursing assistant. Anything that the nurses need, I can help them out with. But I do a lot of what's called ADLs. So things that, you would normally do, brush your teeth, wash your hair, bathe yourself. People who are sick, they can't always do that for themselves. It sounds gross, but simple things like wiping your ass, like you're sick and you're weak, you're dizzy, you can't wipe your ass. Now you're sitting in bed with a dirty ass. That stuff eats your skin, and if you can get an infection, you get really sick like that. So, granted, I'm wiping ass. It's a step it's my way of doing what I can at this moment in time. Once I get my RN, then I can actually do all the bigger stuff, but just being in the field itself, it's rewarding. Helping people out.
Yeah,
But
definitely
I work on a
satisfying and one step at a time.
Yeah, man. But I work on a cardiology floor, so my floor is not a COVID unit, but we're getting overflow from all the other units that are getting transported or transformed into the COVID units. So that's why we don't have all those resources, because they're starting to outsource them to the units that have all the COVID on it.
Mm, gotcha.
So I'm working, but who knows how long before my unit turns into one? Because they're filling units up here. Once this one's full, they fill up another one. When that one's full, they fill up another one, and then they just
right.
They're trying to contain it.
Yeah, and that's why they're sending Navy ships and everything like that in New York and all that for the extra help. Turning what happened?
Outside, they're doing outside pop-up hospitals in like New York City and stuff.
Yes, yeah.
There's one in Edison popping up actually.
Is there? Yeah.
Yeah. I remember the governor was talking about it yesterday. I was watching something. But yeah,
and
man.
they're also making the Javits Center in New York.
Yes.
Yeah, they're
also the car show there.
That. Yes, yeah, the car show is there. My friends go to that all the time. Is sick. Yeah, and I go to Comic-Con there. It's awesome, that place.
It's a huge venue. Just thinking about how big that venue is, and then they're gonna make that a hospital. I'm not sure if they're gonna put COVID patients there or overflow of patients who aren't COVID. It'd be interesting to see what they do with that.
Yeah, I think it is for COVID patients.
It's all COVID.
Yeah, I think so. I think they're making it a 1,000-person like makeshift hospital kind of deal for COVID patients. Yeah, it is insane, for sure. Yeah. Besides working every other, what happened?
Scary time, man. It really is.
Yeah. Besides working every other weekend, are you working longer shifts at all the days that you're working because of this, or no?
Longer shifts? No. I work night shifts. I'm doing 8-hour shifts. So I kind of lucked out in the position I'm at. They have a lot of staffing for the floor that I'm on, and they're calling all hands on deck. So I'm kind of if they don't call me, they don't need me. I'm kind of like I'm gonna take my time off right in this instant. I'm gonna take my time off because there's a lot at stake, man.
For sure. 100%.
And I feel awful doing that, tell you the truth. As someone who knows how to, is educated in the way to stop the spread of the infection to myself and others. You don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure I'm better equipped than a lot of other people, general public, just because of, nursing education. So I feel bad. Kelsey feels bad too, just for not working. Her unit actually got made into the COVID unit at Robertwood, and she's not working because she's pregnant now.
Right.
So she feels really bad. She's getting texts from her coworkers saying like, "Yo, I have no words about last night. Like what's happening? These patients just desat, which is like the level of oxygen in their blood goes down so quickly that they just crash."
Yikes.
And the crazy thing is there's no visitors right now. So these patients are going through the hardest time in their life with no kind of, human connection, support, family support. There's no family. But even more, the nurses there are completely PPE, gown, hat, goggles, gloves, mask. The only thing you can see the people's eyes,
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's sad. It really is sad. I mean, I feel bad for funerals that are going on, and people have to do virtual wakes and funerals and stuff like that. Like it's a sad time. It really is.
It is. I mean, who knew we'd be living at a time like this?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You can never really be prepared for something like this either. It just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hold on, look. So my mom is she works at Summit Medical Group, and she is one of the people's, swabbing patients, people coming in with symptoms, and she's helping them out and doing that. And right now it's her day off, and we're in the backyard right now. Oh, can I swap the camera?
I think you can.
Yeah. Check this out. I don't know if you can see. Oh, she's got a full blown mask on. She's sitting out. Hey, Ma, can you put your head up real quick?
Oh, I see.
Say hi. Say hi, Frankie. What's up?
Hello. Oh man.
Yeah, but I mean, she's doing the same thing, man. Like she's out. I mean, she doesn't have symptoms or anything, but she's just out here trying to protect her family and do the same thing, but fulfill her duty to society. It's a weird moral versus human battle. I feel like frontliners and healthcare workers are working right now because the conditions are shit. The conditions are shit, and they could help. They can, really hurt your family. But at the same time, you have a duty to society to do your job. It's a real moral battle. It really is.
Yeah. Well, everyone appreciates what everyone on the front lines are doing, including yourself. It's, we all know it's hard. We all know it was unexpected, and it's still a learning process of how we're dealing with this and everything. But yeah, man, I'm glad you're doing the best that you can, and I'm glad that you're being as safe and healthy as you can, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate the love, man. We need PPE, so if you don't need masks, donate them. Donate them to the hospitals. Donate them to the Red Cross or whatever, so we can distribute them and get them out. Because if with better working conditions, man, the more staffing we can get out there, and the more we can get a handle on the spread of this fucking virus. Because
sure.
United we stand. Says it on the dollar bill.
Yep.
Straight up.
100%, man. I've been asking this to everyone that I've been interviewing today. In your opinion, when do you think this is going to end, or when do you think we're going to start seeing more of a positive turn to this whole thing?
When? Let's see. When I went to my meeting on last Sunday at work, they said that the peak probably will be around Easter. We'll see the peak of this at around Easter. So we're not even there yet. We still got about another month before we see the worst of it, and it starts to taper down after that. Yeah. I mean, naturally, viruses don't do well in the heat. At least that's what they're saying. So at least the spread of the virus will slow down once the warmer months come. But, this is a new virus, and we don't have any immunity to it.
Right.
So
right.
Nobody can really answer that question. It's kind of a toss-up.
Yeah, for sure.
But, I think shutting down everything, just taking the complete L and shutting down everything and getting a grasp on the virus is the way to do it. If we keep spreading it to each other because we want to keep our little bits of freedom that make us, American, well, there's not going to be much of an America left after we come out of the virus. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's kind of backwards thinking,
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I want to thank you for jumping on here with me for the podcast. Your podcast debut. I appreciate you coming on.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'd love to be back again. I appreciate the live time, man.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. No, we'll get you back on for sure. Well, I want you in the studio here, and we'll do a podcast.
6 feet away, huh?
Once it's all over, obviously. Once it's all over with.
Oh man, I look forward to it, brother.
All right, man. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your time off. Tell your family I said hi, and to please stay safe and healthy. I'm thinking of them, and yeah, man.
Yeah, you tell your family the same, man. You tell your family the same, brother. We all this together, man.
Hell yeah.
Apart we fall, united we stand. Is that the saying? I think I fucked it up, but you get the point. You get the point.
Yeah.
You get the point. Sorry, man. I just woke up. I work night shifts, so my day and nights are all fucked up. All fun.
All good, man.
Oh,
all right,
man.
Try to get some more shut-eye, all right?
All right, brother. Appreciate you. Be safe, all right?
Peace out, man.
Hey,
same to you.
One more thing. Wear a mask, motherfucker. Wear a mask.
Love it.
Peace out, man.
Peace out, man. Is it still recording there? All right. Those were all of our callers for today. I appreciate for you guys joining us. Like I said last podcast, this is no joke at all. Please stay inside if you can stay inside. If you do need to make a run out to get food or whatever, wear a mask, wear gloves, be in, be out, get back home. And yeah, just try to be as safe as possible. That's all that we can do right now. I do want to mention a couple of updates as far as what's going to be coming on the channel soon. Podcasts are indefinitely canceled until this whole thing is over. This is the last one that I'll be doing for a while. I'm not going to be doing another one until I could actually get people here in the studio. As much fun as it is doing the video calls and talking to different people that might not be able to make it in here, I do want to go back to the traditional way and actually have a guest right here in front of me. I like the FaceTime. Not FaceTime. I like the FaceTime. Also, I have a gaming series coming out soon, a video game series. It's called Frank Gaming. A trailer for it will be coming out eventually in like 2 weeks, and when that trailer is released, so will a release date will be announced. So please stay tuned for that. Otherwise, if you like this episode and you like what I've been putting on the channel, make sure to like, subscribe, and share, and also follow us on Instagram at Podcast with Frank, where we'll be posting highlights of all of our podcast episodes, especially the trailer for Frank Gaming that's coming very soon. And with that being said, that's it. That's all I got for you today. Please be safe, and peace out. Yeah, I could see that you're tired right now. How's work been? You work for EMT, correct?
Yeah, nonstop. There's like 6,000 calls a day.
It's obviously been affecting your work and whatnot. Is it mostly all calls, with coronavirus?
A majority of it, but a lot of it's people who could have it, but they're just like, man, I have a fever, thinking going to the hospital is going to do anything except spread it to more people, and if they don't have it, they could get it because they're in a hospital.
Yeah, right, exactly. So what do? Do you just deny bringing them to the hospital or deny them a test if they just have a fever?
Can't do that.
You can't do that, so what do? You bring them in?
Yep.
Jeez.
Every single one. If they want to go, yeah, take them.
How many people are you picking up a day, would you say, right now?
I mean, it depends on the day of the week and which area I'm working.
Mm-hmm.
But Sunday, I was working 1 a.m. to 9 a.m., it's overnight usually. It's not too bad. Non-stop the entire time.